Hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on the altered book and we're going to do more decorating. The last video I did mostly die cut inserts into the book. Now we're going to use other forms of decoration to decorate it up. I'm going to use some stickers, some rub-ons. I have some stamps I'm going to use. I've got stenciling I want to do. Going to do a little heat embossing. So we're going to use all these different ways to decorate it and keep the bulk down. I'm going to call it skinny decorating. So right now we're going to look at this. I don't have a new journal for us to look at. I haven't been down to Mom's yet to get one of hers to borrow for the sneaky peeks. So this is going to be the sneaky peek of the day. I believe I got the template from Scrapbooking with Me. I can't find it right now, so I brought this up here actually to do a template of, so I could do it online with you guys at a later date. So it has these two little tabs that come out, and you untie them like this, and then, I don't know, it's not an easy way to do it. You just have to pull one out of the other. So it has these two wings that open up like this, and you have tuck spots, like you have, how does that work? Oh, it comes out again, sorry. See, I haven't looked at it for a while. It has a little girl in here, a little Valentine lady, and she goes in that pocket. This is just like a little decoration area. This over here is like a deep pocket, and I just put two of these in it, and I have a pretty background paper that it's one of those flat papers out of one of the Hobby Lobby packs, and it had some beautiful teal color and pink roses. Now down here, you're going to flip it open, and it flips open both ways. I made it sort of for Easter and Valentine's. As you can see, I was using up leftover items. So down here, you can make a little pocket, a side pocket that way. Up here, I made a side pocket this way. And I have like a with love there. And then on the back, I used this one image, and it was so hard to use. Oh, wait a minute. This actually flips open. Sorry. This flips open, and I believe this does as well. And then I was assuming that you could write in it if you wanted to, I believe. But yeah, this image here is always hard to get her on something because she's so tall. And I always thought she was so pretty. So I put her head on here and her body there, and I love the little birdie, and I extended them down. So that is going to be a future little project for us. Let me get this put over to the side. And I want to thank everybody for coming to visit and see what I'm doing today. Hope you get a lot of great ideas. Where's my fabric tack? Here we go. But thank you, thank you. I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately. I really appreciate you coming and spending your hard-earned time with me. And I hope I give you enough inspiration to do your own journals. Now, I also used a bunch of ribbon. I've got them already cut out, but I have a big old tote of ribbon over there. but that is also a non-bulky item, especially if it's a little thin piece. So we're going to put this little wavy strip of fabric tack down here, and that's going to decorate this bottom edge and give you a little bling at the same time. It's got some glitter on it. I thought that would be pretty to have right there. Yeah, and fabric tack doesn't take very long to dry. Not long at all. So we can just keep going. This one here, I added this little stamp. I have a book with typewriter. It's like a 5x5, a 4x4. And I picked a few things out of there. That's where some of these little words up here come from that inspired the journal. I've got several little items in here that I've added that was from it. It's got this nice grungy look. See, it's got a circle stamp here with a hand pointing, and up here's like a circle stamp as well. So it really went hand in hand with that. Plus, that's got a stamp on it as well. This, I believe, is decorated enough. It's got stamping on it. So we're going to bypass that. Now over here, we have more of the ribbon that I want to add. I did put stenciling on here, but I decided I may go with just stamping. See, there's a light sheen of a music note page in here, and I thought that would go good. Plus, it gives me a butterfly. That's the one thing I wanted to do for each page, is add a butterfly. Whether it's going to be a little stamp of one, you know, a rub-on of one, whatever. I also want to mention this is one of my design team projects for Wonders by Wink. She's on Etsy, Miss Kyung Shotwell, and she has this as labeled as Vintage Butterfly Book. And I think it's just gorgeous for vintagey, old-timey kind of looking stuff. Well, let me get over here and see if I see a stencil that I might want to use with this real quick. Okay, I found this one. I always love this one because it looks like a cathedral window quilt. I've been working on one for ages, and I still haven't gotten it done. Well, I think what I'm going to do is sort of just add a little bit in this upper corner and this lower corner. And we're going to do it with the Vintage Photo Oxide. And I think I have Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy to thank for this beautiful little stamp. And it's like Little Birdie. Yeah, Little Birdie's the brand. So let's get a little bit of this in its upper corner up here. It just kind of feels empty for some reason. So we're going to try to line it up to the edge and just do a light little kind of rub on it. Sometimes you have to hold the edges down. Okay, let's go down this way a little bit. There, just a little bit. You don't want much because you want to write on this page. That's what my intention was for most of it, so that's why I was kind of hesitant to put too much on a few of these. It looks like I've got one heavily decorated page, or with a lot of busyness to the background digital, and then I have a page that has like very loose, hardly anything on it, kind of open like this one. So I really liked that and kind of wanted to keep it that way if I could. I'm going to be using this again, so I'm setting it right over there. All right, so now what we're going to do is put our stamp on here. I've got things stuffed in here all the way back. That's why it's sticking up. So what we're going to do is use our clipboard. And I also have a couple of inks here. I've got an archival potting soil that we're going to try. We're going to see what it gives me. It may give me good and it may not give me much. And I might actually stamp this off on something first to see if I've got anything coming up here. Let's see. Come on. Well, I'll use this. Me and Zach was working yesterday, so we were working on this family line, trying to figure it out from the obituary. Boy, my head was hurting by the time we got done. We worked all the way up to the ball drop. We're trying to get that done. All right, that wasn't bad. I just need to do it again. I've never used it. So when you haven't used a stencil before, you have to season it. So that means you've got to use it or stamp it off a couple times, and it builds up the ink and debris, or whatever you want to call it, on the actual surface of your stencil. So I think this might come out a whole lot better. I see it a lot better too. All right. If it doesn't come out very dark, that's fine. We don't want it too dark. And we're going I'm always putting that clipboard right where I want to put stuff. So we're going to put it right here in this little corner and press it down. And I'm always giving it the heart palpitations kind of press. That's just my way. You got some people that say you barely have to touch it. You got others that say you just, you know, need to push it once and then let go. And I'm not into those beliefs. See, that's why. Now, if you have an issue like that and you're able The clear stamps are best to be able to do this with. You can't really do it with another one. I'm going to line it back up. And I'm going to get my hand under here and push with that, because I don't think my surface was flat enough or firm enough or something. Some people use a foam pad, a very thin foam pad, to do their stamping on. I'm still going to get a misty. Now see how it worked? If you can get that lined right back up again, look at your main features, and try to get it done, you will get a pretty good stamp out of that. Now all we're going to do is go back with, this had a pink flower over here, if you notice on this side, like a dogwood, I guess. And I have this ribbon with a little bit of gold in it and a pink flower just like that. And I thought, oh, that would be pretty. It is white, but once we get it on here, we're going to rub some vintage photo over it, and we're going to age it. You can coffee dye your ribbons if you would choose. I've done that before. I've gotten a few that I threw in my vault when I did my tea and coffee dyed papers. And yeah, you just put it in there and dye it with everybody else. One big happy bathtub. Alright, let's see. I might have to do a little bit of trimming off on this one, because he stuck out a little further than I wanted him to. I was sitting here trying to get all this together so I could do a video for you, and trying to figure out what to use. And I kept finding more stuff I wanted to use and more stuff. So there we go. And now we're just going to rub that little bit of vintage photo back over here, because that's what we used here on the stencil. So it's going to match that up for us, and it's going to dull that white down. Ooh, yeah. We need to dull it down. I wanted a little bit of blingy sparkle in here, and usually when you use anything like diamonds or pearls or this or that, well, that wouldn't have gone with this theme anyway. But that really bulks things up. That's just not my way. All right. Oh, good enough. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Now, let me get this out of here. And I'm going to hold this up and let you see it. There we go. There's our first stenciling of the day. I'll probably come back through here and straighten that out a little bit better. Put a little bit of ink on the edges maybe. No, I mean, I meant glue, but I don't think I will. I'll let it age a little bit and get rough. I think that'll be better. This one has totally, it doesn't need anything on this page. I've got that in there for a journal card, that in there for a journal card, and it's set. Over here, I added these cards from the kit. That one there to give you a little bit of something to look at up above. This here is enough for that page. This over here, I think we're good. Like I said, I've mounted that on a master board Tommy made me. And you can write on the back of that, and that goes in here. And it adds the dark elements all around. And here, I have a rub-on that I'm adding to this page. So let me put this in here, and I'm going to put my one little stamp away, and I'll be right back. All right, this is the monarch butterfly I want to use on here somewhere. I like the red with the mushroom, so we'll probably put it up here in this corner like he's flying up with the rest of the butterflies. This is Crafter's Square from Big Lots. So you can go in there sometimes and find a really great stamp or rub-on. And then again, sometimes you can't. It really, just varies. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out, because I'll probably use it at a spot later on. So we'll have him up here ready to go. And I don't really see too much of anything here except for maybe that one. I like how dark that color is. And the photographs one, oh, this one. I know where I'm going to be using this one too. So we're just going to go ahead and cut these out and have them ready to go. There's that one. And did I say I was going to use that one? I think I am. Since it's a garden setting, and that color works so well with what I got going here. There. We'll have it as an option. So I'll put that away later. And we're going to take off, well, we need to put our backing in here. And we're going to take off our liner paper. And I don't usually put that other one back on here. I'll probably just do it like this, right up here in the corner. And I have this ball round thing. I guess that was for maybe doing flowers. You know how you'll shape flowers? All right. Yep, Zach and I are trying to get this cemetery done. We got one last cemetery we're going over. It's a really old one over there. Of course, every cemetery goes up a hill, halfway up a mountain. This is a very large one. I think it's 300 people in it. And there we go. And we have 3 of those Civil War. Yes, Civil War. There's 3 people that fought in the Civil War with markers in there. And that's the most we've ever seen, which is amazing. Now, I have a little book. I got it a while back. That's vellum, and it's like family. And this was the only one that didn't talk about a mother or a father or anything like that. You never really leave a place you love. You take a part of it with you, leaving a part of you behind. It didn't have who said it, but I wanted to put it right over here on this edge. And I'm going to, or I could put it there, because you can still see through it. It's vellum. We are going to trim that off. See where we want it more. So we want it here, and then we'll trim it off. But then I like the idea of seeing through it. That was the whole idea before using it. Plus, it gives me that that black, you know. I think I am going to glue it down right here. I think that's a good spot. And I'll probably just go ahead and use... what will I use? I'll use my Barely Arts. I know I've got a art glitter glue bottle, but it's Barely Arts. I ran out of art glitter, but I like the bottle. The bottle I had more of a love affair with than anything. Alright, we're just going to go up and down like that and leave the rest of it. Let's see what we can do here. And I'll just put right there where it's lined up. I needed a few phrases up through here because I didn't have any. Yeah, once I push this down, that'll look good. You can still see your plant through there. Weed, wildflower, whatever that thing is. And I did have an idea of what to do over here. I know people were saying they would like to see some heat embossing. So I have, I believe, a vintage photo or walnut stain or something. And I'm going to restamp this bird with that. And I'm going to tone down that black. So wait to see it. Hang on. Okay, I have my vintage photo distress embossing glaze and my watermark. And I've got the bird that I used for that exact stamp. And we're going to put on the glycerin-based embossing powder. Now, they say you can actually use water to do embossing with, but you got to move fast. I haven't tried that yet. Yeah, it's not something I've tried yet. Now, what I want to do is sort of go in at an angle where I have a shadow of the bird, like underneath of him. Kind of like there. Where you can still see him. And I don't have my thing underneath. So. Yeah, where you can still see him. But he's more like shadow where the black is. At least that's what I'm hoping will happen here. Okay. Let's see if that did it. I know I slid a little bit on there. I'm going to have stuff avalanching off here in a minute, I believe. I got stuff everywhere. All right, let's try it. I see it where I've stamped it, but let's see what we can do. Here is the embossing glaze. And I like it because you can see through it. And it's got like a translucent quality, I guess you could call it. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to try picking this up and getting my glaze to go on there and not everywhere else. Well, that didn't look like it did very well, did it? Well, you can always brush it off. You don't have to take it. If that glaze doesn't look right, and I don't like that. I'm brushing it off into my trash can. Yeah, that didn't do what I thought it would do. So we'll use this somewhere else in the book. And not there. Maybe we can go back in here and use it in another spot with that same bird. Oh, well. You know, you can only try. Now, I can still see his tail, which I don't know if that's going to matter. I don't think I can erase it. Yeah, I think we're just going to leave it. Leave as is. Oh, well. Let's see. You can never get away with not getting that powder everywhere, I can tell you that. All right, here is a clear, or not, an ecru colored lace that I thought would be really pretty right down here. So we're going to put that down. And I'm just going to match it up at the bottom. Come up a little bit. You can see that, right? Yeah. This is a very sheer lace, so I shouldn't need too much. And you don't want to get too much anyway, because you don't want it to be seeping through that badly. Trying to figure out what side is front. I think that is. Now, if you don't like getting your fingers sticky, you can go and get these makeup spatulas that I think I got this for a mask. But anyhow, so it can push that down and it won't get all of your fingers. That's a good thing. Now I'm going to go along right here and add a little bit more to hold that edge down there and to hold this edge down here. But the rest of it I'm okay with. All right. There we go. And since I don't think that's going to dry in the next few seconds and I want to move forward, I'm going to put that piece of acetate right there to keep it from sticking. Because we have another one over here. We didn't end up doing any kind of drinking last night. This is the only time of year I ever drink anything. Usually it's a pina colada And it's usually half of one. I don't even get a whole one done. But we didn't do anything like that. He brought home, we've been getting this big bag of seafood. And it's got a mixture of crab legs, mussels, and shrimp in it. And we usually go to town on one of those. And I had made up this dip. It's a remoulade. It was like mayonnaise and mustard, and I forget a few other things are in it. Oh, I cut the edge of that paper. And it was so good. But I made so much, and we were needing to eat a few more of that up, and I did. I got me a good bit to eat with the well, where was I planning on putting this? With the seafood. I think it was going to go under there, I guess. Plus, I made salmon cakes. I don't know if any of you make salmon cakes from the canned salmon. I was over in West Virginia way back in early 90. It was like 91 or 2. And I was staying with this lady. And she was related in the family. And everybody knew her and had gone to visit her. Well, that's when I first started doing my genealogy in 91. And this woman could not cook at all. So we were living off of these hot dogs that were sold through the drive-thru just down the road. And that's what we ate most of the time we were there. We always ate out. So this one time they were closed and we were starving. So we went on down the road, or went back to the house, and she has a pantry. So, oh, the little black numbers are going here. So she has a pantry, and she had a can of salmon. Of course, I didn't know how to fix it, so I had to call Dad. I think I'm going to put that like somewhere like in there, or maybe up in here. That's a good spot. So yeah, I had to call Dad, get him to tell me how to make salmon cakes. So we did, and that's what we made. And it's got crackers. You crush up a pack of crackers, and you have an egg or two in there. I think it's 2 eggs. Then you have some Old Bay seasoning, salt and pepper, and mashed potatoes, a cup of mashed potatoes. The eggs and the potatoes are about the only juice that's in it, but it usually holds together really well. I sometimes will put the Italian breadcrumbs in it, just whatever I've got around. I've always liked seafood. There's some that I'm not crazy about, like Roger was cooking that stuff last night to beat the band, and he almost made shoe leather out of the shrimp. I said, you only need to leave it in there 5 minutes. I said, the shrimp are pink and they're floating, then it's done. Now I have these stickers that I like them. I'm trying to figure out what to use. Like, it's another one of those family things. So I've got Forever. That's about the only one I see is Forever. I got Family Tree. I guess Forever is about it. That is about it. So I guess I can put that away. And I was going to stick that down here. Now what I may do is stick it on something that's a little darker. Okay, I found this little scrap of paper. And as you can see, I've got all kinds of the same colors. And I'm going to put it right down here. I am going to put a little bit of glue on the back side of my Forever. And stick that down on there. I thought to rip around the outside edge, and then I thought, no, that's all right. I'll leave it square. So it'll reflect these items up here. So all I gotta do is put me some ink, or no, glue. I keep saying ink for glue anymore, it seems like. Oh. Alright, put that right down here. There we go. And what's next? I might not even have to cap that. I really like that page. Okay, I'm going to take that out. Domino. I got a cat over here. It's in my way. You're going to fall off. Alright, so here we have a bee. And you saw me do some stenciling on this the other day. I did the honeycomb over here, and here I put in one of these, like a postcard type things in there. But I wanted to add a little bit of washi, which is another fine thing to add if you're wanting to keep low on the bulk. And this has a little bee on it. And then this one has a little honeycomb. So I think I'm going to do one on one side and one on the other. I think I'll do it this way because I have more yellow on this side. And then I'll put that along this edge. So then that's all we got to do is take our glue. I always put glue underneath my washi. More than likely it's going to come back up if you don't. Yeah, I'm just wiggling right down through there. I can't hold steady anymore, it seems like. Alright, let's see if I can get that off in one piece. Alright. You always have bees in your garden. Especially if it's a good garden, a healthy garden. We're going to cut that off right there. There. There's that one. Then I'll go down this side with the white one. Here, there, everywhere. Alright, see if we can start that one. Where's it at? I got this little kit at Hobby Lobby. And it had some... I don't even see it. There it is. I had some bigger pieces in it. I think I had a black shiny. You know how you like a shiny one every now and then? I had one of those in this same kit. I have a black one like the one I've got here with the comb on it. It was a pretty neat little kit. And, you know, I'm always thinking about doing a bee journal, so... I usually will do bee journals quite often. Or I try to. In one form or another. They're very... very earth-friendly, I guess I was trying to say. Alright, I didn't do any ink on this, but I don't care. I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to put this... I think I'm going to put this right here, because I've got dark over here. I need some dark on this side. So we'll do that. And we got that between our door and our... And I'm moving that over just a tad so it's even with that wreath there. Okay. Next, we're going to do some mushroom stamping. Okay. Maybe I can do that in the embossing glaze instead. So you can see that at least. I did want you to see that. And so I'll get that in here. We're going to put our paperweight down because our mushrooms are going along the bottom. And I picked mushrooms because of that. And I have this bow bunny from Hobby Lobby. And it was only $1.99. But it's got some cool looking ones. That one, there's not one exactly that looks like that one, except for that little stumpy one. We'll just do a couple. It also has a few tiny leaves on here, which are pretty interesting too. It has acorns, For $1.99, I felt like you got your money's worth because there was so much in it. Okay, I really like this one, so we're going to use that one. Okay. Put this to the side. And we're going to get in here with our stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it right there. So, going back for the Versamark, and I'm going to stamp up. And we're going to go with the Vintage Photo here. Okay. I could have used that potting soil, but like I said, I wanted to show you what the glaze looks like as opposed to a regular embossing powder. Okay, let me stamp that down real good. All right. I see it pretty good there. I think it's because I stamped with that before. Okay. Now let's see what we got. This is kind of hard to do because of being in the book already. Let's try this. All right. I'm going to bonk it a couple times. Well, something happened to the top of that mushroom. But I'll tell you what. Oh, did I cut that? I'm going to show you a little trick. All right. I have an embossing pen. So, and it's clear. So once I dry this, I'm going to go back in with the pen and fill in that hole. Now let me get my gun on and get it warmed up. Get my powder out of the way. And we're going to go in here and heat emboss this. Where is it? I see a little bit of powder there. You can get a little paintbrush and actually get in here and rub off what you don't want. Usually you use one of those cornmeal bags. Or cornstarch. Cornstarch bag. And it will take care of that for you. It'll only put the ink or the glaze where you want it to be. Okay. Domino said she wasn't having any of that. She left. All right. Let me give it a second to dry. I'm still trying to figure out, I don't know. Oh, I cut, when I cut that washi tape, I cut that as well. Well, we'll just fix that issue with a little bit more washi tape around the edge of the paper. There. I fixed it. I fixed it. All right, now it's pretty dry. I'm going to go in with my embossing pen, and I'm going to fill in that hole that somehow I missed. Don't ask me how. Okay, I'll sprinkle a little bit more powder on there. Just a tad. Yep. And then let me bonk it off. There. Now we're just going to dry that. After I put my ink away. Or I should say powder. And it goes really shiny when it's done, so you always know when it's finished. Okay. Now, since it has been heat embossed like this is like ink resistant, so you can go over it with any kind of, you know, base ink like this. Like I want to ground my mushrooms. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of ground espresso on here. And I'm going to just go across the bottom like this. And I'm not going to affect my mushrooms whatsoever because they're resistant to this ink now. Usually people will use a clear or a white when they do something like this. And then they'll just wipe that off. Like you can take a little rag like this and wipe over your embossed glaze or ink powder, and it wipes all of that ink off of there, and you're good to go. All right. All right, I'm liking this inspired, so I'm going to stick it right over here, kind of at the base of that one mushroom, because I think that color goes really well with this color that's on the edge of that. So I think that'll work good. And we have a butterfly here, so I may or may not come back through and do a stamp of a butterfly. It may be a smaller one. All right, over here, I don't know if you remember this page, but I had this to where it was just kind of flopping back and forth, and I wasn't crazy about that. I knew I could have writing area here and here. Well, now it's going to be secret journaling because I put that Velcro dot in there, and it closes it. So you can write all on the back of this and here, and nobody could see it. Plus, it becomes sort of a pocket situation, like belly band, pocket, whatever you want. And then this side is the pocket. So I really like how that page turned out. Plus, it has so much movement and color. Here I have a stamp. I'll get it out. I got too many things I'm doing at one time. I have a stamp I'm going to put on here. And it's going to be a bunch of butterflies. And then I'm going to have... I'm trying to keep these papers down. They just don't want to stay down. There. We'll use that. Plus I have this. And I think I was going to use this along the top of this pocket. I believe that's where I was going with that. And instead of using fabric tack for that, I'm going to go ahead and use this, because you can use either Bearly Arts or Art Glitter to hold it sometimes. And we're going to see how well this does. Whoops. Let's scoot it down just a little bit. There we go. Get that to stay on there while I go over here and get my stamp. Yeah, that works fine. All right, I'm going to take these 4 little butterflies from Papillon. Papillon? I'm not Frenchy, so I can't say it too well. But we're going to put those right up here. We got this one big one over here. So I'm taking this potting soil archival ink, and I'm going to do it in brown. I've used this several times, so it should ink up really nicely for me. Okay. Let's get that out of the way and see how she does. Go right up here at the top and come down. I was intending for this to be a journal page, but I've got these 2 big pockets over here for something to be journaled on, so a little bit more decoration won't hurt. And I kind of wonder if these rubber stamps do a lot better than the clear stamps, because they'll go down more. Or they got more. Yeah, see, that did a whole lot better than that other stamp I did. Plus, it's not too bold. It's, you know, it's in the tones that I needed. And then over here, this one's good. I don't know anything else on this one. Now right here, I may put journal. That may be something I put right in that little box. That would go good there. I just noticed that. So I need a smattering of words. Yep, just like that. Next. Like I said, that one's good to go, good to go. Now, I think on my next video, I'm going to go and show you how to do some decorated envelopes to put in these big pockets. I'm going to do about 3. Now, here's that pretty butterfly. I don't know that I'm going to do any words. I may come back with a word later on. I'm just not sure. But over here, I definitely wanted some words. And I'm trying to figure out, oh, I was going to do this. I was just going to use a script stamp. I wasn't exactly using words per se, as opposed to it looking like it's got words. Because I'm going to leave that also for journaling. So we're going on with some more of our potting soil. Our background here. And I'm going to go up here in the corner. I love this irregular stamp shape. I just love it. And maybe I'll go right out here. Because I got a butterfly sticker, I believe, that I want to put over top of this. And if I don't do that, I'll do that rub-on I've got up here. Yep, it didn't do very deep, did it? Let's go over it with this. This is ground espresso. Let's see if that does a little better for me. All right. I got me a re-inker for that coming. I did another little order the other day. Not much. Okay. Let's see how that did. Oh, it looks messy. Really messy. Now the stamp or sticker that I was thinking to put in there, I have these butterflies right here. I got this one big butterfly that can, I believe, go right over top of that mess I just made. Here he is. Yeah, I think that'll work because he'll cover up most of that. But it adds something to him as well. Okay. He's not very sticky. This is a very old pack. I think it's something from Tim Holtz. It's about attic treasures. What does that say? Crowded attic. I'll get it right here in a minute. All right. So that's going right there. And there is the word butterfly and moths at the top of that same page. Where'd it go? Yeah, butterfly and moths. We're going to also use that to give us some words. Because I wanted words of some type on this page. I'm hoping to use up all those things. I've had those forever. Yeah, just like that. Because I've got this whole slew of butterflies on the other side. Okay, just like this. And that's going to clean up that nasty edge that's going on there. Yep. There she goes. And see if we can get anything else in here. Oh, I got a lot of gluing right here to do. It's a little, not like a little collage kind of a deal with another word. And this is out of that same typing book that this and this came from. So I'm going to put that down here at the bottom. So you can decorate up with a bunch of paper die cuts or pieces from the book. See, I'm just going to cover up this whole root system down here. Cover the root system up. Oh, goodness. I thought the little bird would go good here because of the bird over there. Then we're going to have Unforgettable here. Yeah. Did something like that. There we go. I like these numbers because of the clock. It reminded me of the roundness of the clock and the numbers on the clock. Then we have a little stamp. These all three are from that same little booklet. And we're going to stagger it. We'll stagger it and put him right up here. Then we gotta get a birdie. Whoops. Okay. And we're going to stick him right here like he's looking at the Unforgettable. And if you overlap a little bit like that, like he's overlapped a little bit with that label, and he's standing on this one, and that one's just over on that one a little bit, it ties it all in together. So if you're practicing with your collage and need a little help and it doesn't look like it's coming together, try overlapping just a little bit with everything and trying to tell a story. So I think that helps me a lot. I still haven't put anything down in here. I have another little project I'm probably going to do for the book. I did add this little stamp here because it had pink in it. It's a little deeper pink than I would have liked, but oh well. I wanted to put some words on this page. Let me see if I can find something. All right, I found this phrase, the best is yet to come. I thought that would work. I'm going to put some more of this on it, and I may have to stamp off because this has not been used. Let me stamp off and see how it looks. Oh, that doesn't look bad at all. Not at all. So we're going to stamp that down. Get this in here so we've got a good surface. And get that down on this side. There we go. Yep, looks good. I got the brown here, brown edge there, which I don't know. I may be putting that. Maybe I'll stick it out here. It's got something about menswear. So, I always wondered about that, how it had to do with a vintage butterfly book. Now this one, I've got this stamp that has this exact same flower, and we're going to use that. It's an Inca Dinka Doo. What a name. So what is the Meadow? It's called Meadow, but it's this one right here that I want to use. Had to find my big ink block or stamp block. There we go. All right, and then we have to get this in here. Go down here at the bottom. What's on this page? Well, we're going to hope it comes out because I've got that one ridge going through this page. Oh, so let's say a prayer. And I'm going to do this also in the potting soil color. Okay, see what we can get here. going to put it up right beside that one. Like it's coming out of there. Yeah, that'll work. Now let's see if we can get lucky and have it ink across that ridge of the diamond that's on the other side. I think that may be where it's at, going right through there, so I may have gotten it. Okay. Oh, yes, excellent. It's a little smeary down at the bottom, but I'm okay with that. All right, on this page, I'm going to put some of this gold lace washi, since lace is over on this page, and the word memories. So I'm going to put this down through the edge here, just to fill in this area here, because there's not really nothing going on. I have this cute little bird down at the bottom. He might need some company. Alright, and then we're just going to do memories just as is. Not going to back it. And it's going to go right up here at the top. And it's like you're going to write your memories down. Now this is one of those rolls that has the paper in behind it, which is sort of a pain. See, it's got a paper backing. So we're going to just rip it right here. And then rip that off. And when you go to re-stick it back to your roll, that's when it gets to be kind of a pain. But we're going to do just like this along the bird edge. There. And just rub that down. Well, I'm getting close to my hour. Can you believe that? I don't usually do an hour. I think this is all we're going to do. I got one little piece back here to put down. Just kind of like in this corner, because it reflects these letters here. This also came from that typing container, or little booklet. That's 4x4, 5x5. I can't remember. Actually, we're going to put it up here. I like it to be in the opposite corner. All right. Now back here was the only other spot I was going to do anything. I'm going to do a little bit more of that stenciling, and then I'm going to put this piece of I think it goes over here. This little piece of ribbon down. And then we're done. So I want to say I'm so appreciative if you stuck it out with me for this long. And I hope you got a few ideas for your book. Whether it be a altered book like this that you're trying to control your size on, or if it's another type of junk journal altogether. I still have a few pieces and parts to put in here. A few more words, some stamping of some butterflies, that kind of thing. Now we're going to do this one just like we did the other one, where we're just kind of shaping it around that corner, just so it looks like it's kind of finished there. And go up the side just a tad. There. I didn't even have to re-ink my thing. But you can see it. It's there. Sometimes you just want subtle. You don't want, oh gosh, my washi tape is sticking out over here. It's not even on the paper all the way. So let me fix that. Yeah, sometimes you want subtle. You want something that's going to reflect what is already going on your page. There we go. All right, let's do a quick flip through of what we got done today. And then we'll be back to do some mixed media with some ink dipping and all kinds of good stuff. Oh, well, that's what we already got done. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Trying to remember where I started. I think it was right here. I put the washi down like there. I might have to fix that top though. Okay, got that down. I had Perfect Day got put in there. We have the glaze, embossed glaze surface there. See how shiny it is? Ooh. Then we have nothing on here. That was good. I showed you how I put the Velcro dot in here and made that to where it's shut and nobody can see it. We have the long butterflies here. That we put the lace here, or ribbon I should say. Here, this side still I think needs something. I'm still thinking about what that could be. And then, because I still had this rub-on and another butterfly up there. We have this on this side that kind of goes with this little moth family. We did this collage here. I just put a little stamp there earlier with off screen. And here we did a stamp here of the best is yet to come. I don't really think I'm going to do much more with this page because there's going to be stuff in it. Here we did a stamp of that to reflect this plant over here. Plus I think that brown really goes good. Here we didn't do anything else to it. Here we did the washi going down the side. And then the memories. Here we did the ribbon. And then we did that little piece back here to reflect the letters. Well, I think we did quite a bit today. The only thing I might do off screen is go through here and do a few more little butterfly stamps and a few more little words here and there. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I thank you, everybody, for coming to visit. Hope everybody had great, great New Year's. And you come back again and see me again sometime. Bye-bye.